Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Jivana Ratao. And we're continuing today with Chapter 28 from Merging with Śiva, the Superconscious Mind. Lesson 192, Be Aware of Energy. Become aware of the totality of being. This does not take a lot of time. The easiest way, the simplest way, is to be aware of the spine and the energies within the head. Locate the consciousness of energy. Be aware of energy. When you are aware of energy, you automatically forget what you were previously aware of, and it fades away. You leave the consciousness of the instinctive-intellectual area of the mind and move into superconsciousness. If you can remain totally centered in awareness of the energy within your spine and the energy within the head, you become aware of the same energy within everybody and everything you see. You are immediately in a superconscious state when this happens. Therefore, the simple goal is stay in this consciousness of energy for the rest of your life. That's quite a command there. Stay in the consciousness of this energy for the rest of your life. It's just that easy. But it is not quite that simple to accomplish, because you have already trained your awareness to move into other channels of the mind, and it will do that automatically as soon as you cease to be aware of the energy within the spine. Then you forget that you are a superconscious, immortal being and begin to think you are only temporal. You may begin to think that there is a past, or that there is a future, and begin to feel that the eternal now is an insecure time. You may find yourself beginning to lean on other people rather than on your own spine. When you discover this happening, then begin to meditate. Go deep within yourself again and find superconsciousness. Seek the company of people who center their awareness within. This will make it easier for you to do so. Being around people who center awareness in the external areas of the mind is difficult because they draw your awareness into the external areas of the thought strata. People who really value awareness, being hooked, shall we say, into the inner areas of energy, and have studied that function of energy, draw your awareness into it. When this happens, you begin to see from inside out. You actually see from the inside of everything that you look at to the exterior of it. You look at a tree. You first see the energy within the tree. The bark is the last thing you see. When you are in an outer consciousness, first you see the bark of the tree, and then you intellectually surmise that there must be energies within it, because you happen to notice that a leaf is growing and assume that it must be alive. How awkward awareness is when it is stumbling around in the external area of the mind. And how smooth awareness flows freely when it is dynamically cruising into inner layers of inner space. We shall now compare the superconscious mind to an onion of 7 layers, each interior layer more subtle than the outer ones. 1. Experiencing the consciousness of the eternity of the moment as if the world was revolving around you. 2. experiencing a cosmic energy, a divine force, flowing through your external mind, which is more real to you than the external mind itself. 3. Experiencing hearing voices singing, music playing, the divine sounds of the flute, mridanga, veena, and tambura while in meditation, or early in the morning just before awakening. 4. Experiencing seeing the faces of gods or devas, or Rishi's face looking into yours while in meditation, or early in the morning just before awakening. 5. Experiencing the peace and inner poise of the all-pervasive Sat-Chit Ananda. 6. Experiencing the Anandamaya Kosha, the body of the soul, as it comes into conscious union with the physical body. 7. Experiencing being on the brink of the Absolute, Parashiva, the void, having lost consciousness of the physical body and of being any of the 5 states of mind. These 7 states of superconsciousness are only a few, to be sure, of this vast area of mind. So for the commentary, I thought it'd be fun to look at some of the Shum words that relate to those 7 states. We have Tilimf and Lilif. So we'll look at the definitions and then Gurudeva's explanation. The explanation makes it clearer than the definitions do. Tilimf. 1. Psychic sight or astral seeing. 2. The ability of clairvoyance, seeing within the mind, visualization. 3. The Niimph, when consciousness of watching, is called Tilimf, but when conscious of experience is called Niimph. Then Lilif. 1. Being superconsciously aware of a vision within the astral or higher worlds. 2. Seeing visions with eyes closed, as if watching an internal TV or movie screen. 3. The vast inner areas of the mind contain many things, some of which are projected by inner plane beings and can only be seen or received as visions by the use of this inner sight. Interesting idea. The inner plane beings are consciously projecting this to you. Then we have Gurudeva's comment, which helps us understand Tilimf and Lilif. Tilimf is seeing sub-superconscious pictures within your mind. It can be held for longer periods of time by the experienced yogi who is at home in Ifche and lives in Milinaka much of the time. At this time, the camera lens of Tilimf will have the rapid succession of repeated exposures upon the same areas of the mind in all 3 worlds. Tilimf precedes the experience Lilif, where the actual experience is viewed as on a television screen. The Lilif experience may be had at any time, but should not be sought for. If it does occur, if during meditation you do see a vision as real as you would see on a color television screen, it will be good to discuss it with me. Lilif comes from the 6th dimension of the mind. However, these kinds of psychic experiences are not to be sought for. Allow them to come and go unbidden. In other words, a vision, it comes from looking out, but the goal is to look up. So we don't want to focus on trying to have visions. But if they do happen, then that's okay. Another interesting Shum portrait related to the 7 states. Miffling. 1. Looking out from the third eye and having the feeling and seeing that the world is transparent. 2. Looking through light permeating through form. This portrait names the floating feeling one has when walking without body consciousness, or awareness of feeling. Then we get one on listening. Anya is the ear, second dimension. Anya, third dimension, hearing or listening. Anya. 1. Inner hearing or inner ear. One of 6 subtle senses. The area of the mind in which the sound of each of the 36 parts of the body can be heard. Hearing with the inner ear the sounds of the inner planes, the CDC, the changes of the day, the flow of the dimensions, the inner E, the Om, etc. Thank you very much.